the fact that they're making a movie and this is James Sunderland? Get the out of here. I mean, what are we talking about? On this channel, we play through a lot of horror games, my friend Cho and I, my best friend Cho. A lot of the times we will complain about how the originals are always better than the remakes, and how even if the remake is good as a standalone game, a lot of these remakes do not respect the original. They do not respect the source material. They change too much. In the case of the Resident Evil 4 remake, they cut content out of it and sold it back to you, and you don't even play as Leon in the content. You have to pay an extra $10 to play as Ada, and now instead of playing as Leon in those sections, you play as Ada. So it's like I'm paying to get content that you cut out of the game, but it's not even the content that I want. Like, I want to play as Leon doing the Leon stuff, and I want to play as Ada to do the Ada stuff. So even when Capcom themselves are remaking their games, they can't stop themselves from changing the original. And now we have this ridiculous Silent Hill 2 remake. You can watch our whole playthrough of Silent Hill 2 on this channel, and I recommend it because I'm in it. Why wouldn't I recommend it? We made it. I mean, of course it's good. And I made comments in several Silent Hill 2 videos, or in Silent Hill videos that we made in general, about how the director was saying that he wasn't going to make, or that the game was not going to have the overly saucy nurses. Because we have to cater to modern audiences. And I'm just like, already this is garbage. This is going to be a garbage remake. Because the entire point of Silent Hill 2 is the main character's dysfunction. The main character is obsessed with booba. He is obsessed with women. And he is basically haunted by his obsession with sexuality. So it made sense that the nurses were, and watch any Let's Play in the last 20 years, and they will tell you this, that the story is very nuanced, and ironically, the story is, you could technically argue that the story is about toxic masculinity. The whole point of the game is that the guy is haunted by his own, like, sex drive. Like, the guy, and spoiler alert, if you haven't played Silent Hill 2 yet, go back and play the original. It's going to be way better than this remake can even try to become. The whole point is, even while his wife is dying, this guy, all he can think about is sex, and how he wants to get back to his own life and everything. And that's traumatizing to a person. When you love somebody, when you care about them, but they're not the same person anymore, that's traumatic. It's hard to deal with. And when you add sex into that equation, it makes things even more difficult. That's the whole, it's not the whole point of Silent Hill 2, but there's a lot of things. Silent Hill 2 was so layered and so nuanced that you could play it 5 times in a row and still be like, I don't know about that dude, but like, you know, maybe James was a good, I don't know, he was kind of a scum, you know, but yeah, but if I was but no, I would never do. That's what you do when you play Silent Hill 2. It's the sign of a timeless game. That I could make a whole video about this. Like, how the hell can you say new Silent Hill 2 remake footage looks good on any level? You think this game looks good on any level? And if you're talking about graphics, you should be smacked upside the head. Graphics don't mean shit, okay? They don't mean shit. They keep using graphics as a reason to charge you $70 for a game. And it's like, how about if you stop making movies and made games? These people make games, and then every 2 minutes there's a cutscene. They're not making games, they're making movies inside of the game, and then they go, whoa, making video games is difficult, you gotta give us a lot of money. And it's like, no, your game is terrible. You took one of the most prolific games, the most prolific psychological horror pieces of art, not even a video game, a piece of art in storytelling and everything, and you have destroyed it.
Okay, biggest one. When James meets the lying figure for the first time, what is this stance? He's holding the 2x4 like he's modeling it. And though the swinging animation looks...
What do you mean? He's getting ready to swing it like a baseball bat.
Fine, it's the finishing blow that...
Why am I defending this game?
It looks so stiff. Not just in this scene.
This is what I don't like about people online, is like... I just feel like people online, they give way too much of a benefit of the doubt to things that don't deserve it, and then they don't give any benefit of the doubt to things that do deserve it. This game is not going to be good. It's not going to be good on its own, and it's not going to be good as a remake. I mean, it's going to it might be a mediocre game, but it's not going to be a good remake on any level.
But the other combat scenes as well. By the way, this is Max from the future adding in a little addendum. I want to retract what I said in my live reaction about this part, where I said I didn't like it and that it looked staged. Saying it looked staged...
Oh, come on. Why are you even... Why? Like, you have the blueprint. Why does he get the radio here? He gets it under the bridge. Oh, my God.
That was just a silly knee-jerk reaction on my part.
What is the point of changing where he gets the radio? Me and Cho talk about this almost every day. You had the original. Just take the original and make it look better and change it from isometric and fixed camera angle, you know, even though I like fixed camera angle. Change that, make it third person, whatever, but just leave the game the same. And if you want to add in extra content but leave the original intact, like, you know, like add extra levels but it's in a way that it doesn't impact the story, or if you want to add like extra scenarios and stuff like that that expand upon the story, that's fine. Expanding is fine, but when you fundamentally change the way the game was, it disgusts me.
Shout out to Draven X Eyeless in the comment section for
what kind of League of Legends Slipknot name is that?
A really solid argument about why this change from the original game actually really works. He really...
No, okay, this is some kind of take. It makes more sense for him to find it by accident in an abandoned house while exploring rather than in a random closed-off tunnel in the middle of the day. Actually, it doesn't. You know why? Because James was going back to Silent Hill after not being there for a long time, and the town was clouded in fog. So when he finds Angela in the cemetery, and she tells him not to go to Silent Hill, you know, he's kind of like out of it, and then he doesn't know what to believe, because first of all, he doesn't know why he's there. Second of all, he doesn't know why he should be afraid. And then when he goes into town, the first thing that he sees is a blood trail. So he's like, obviously, if you walked into a foggy town and saw a blood trail, although in real life you would probably just run the other way, but James decides to investigate because James has a lot of guilt. He's mentally anguished. So he thinks, oh, there's blood. I should follow it. Somebody might be hurt. He's guilty. The whole point of Silent Hill 2 is internalized guilt. He chases after this person who he thinks is hurt. He follows them to the abandoned tunnel, and then he goes into the tunnel and finds the radio. And spoiler alert, the radio actually spoils the end of the game. You can hear Mary on the radio, and it gets cut out a little bit, and this is why the original is so amazing. If you knew the context of that radio situation, sure, she could have said, why did you leave me? Why did you do? But she probably said, why did you kill me? Because James is haunted by his guilt. And at the beginning, James knew all along that he killed Mary. We don't. So we don't have that context. So when you hear her on the radio go, why did you me? You don't know the first time playing through what that word that was obscured was. But when you have the context and you have the layers and the nuance, it reinforces how good the storytelling of the game is. Now contrast that to, oh, he just finds it in a house. Yeah, he just finds it in one of the houses. Yeah, I mean, it's like, again, when you strip the nuance away, when you strip the layers away, you strip the replayability away, you strip the art away, it's not good.
Finally, yes, Angela, let's talk about her. Look, first time I saw her, I was like, ooh, but
oh my
I didn't have that reaction because her face looks different from the original. I mean,
it's not that it looks different. She's not even Angela.
Graphical fidelity of her model, it's something about it feels...
They gave her like baby fat.
It's more stiff and low.
Look at that. Like, I get perspective and everything. And what the is this? Like, oh my God. What, like, do you think this is helping women? He looks like he's a normal fit guy. And she's a plump mess. I mean, what is this? She's got no curves. She's got a gunt. and she's got baby fat.
Res compared to everybody else.
What is the point?
If everything else in this game looks...
Look at that! Look at this! Who are you helping when you make him look like a decent 8 out of 10 guy?
It's like it's from the
and
PS5
you make
era.
her
She looks like
4.
she's from the later years of...
I mean, you made her a solid 5. Maybe a light 6. But, like, what is this?
PS3. Outside of that, though, I don't feel as negative as a lot of people do about her line delivery. I think it comes across awkward and reserved, which is who Angela is. If you want...
The voice acting is supposed to be awkward in this game because you're supposed to feel you're supposed to feel on the edge. You're supposed to feel like something is off, something is wrong because you're not in on the full story until you finish the game. It's the whole point.
I want to hear, will they preserve the tone of the original while updating it? Will the theme...
I don't know how you can say that they're going to respect the tone of the original when they do things like this. Like they're specifically changing characters. The entire tone is off as soon as because returning players are going to look at this and they're going to be like, why? Why did you're changing things that you literally did not have to change? And this headline, the fact that these people are defending this, they just made Angela look her age. Oh, really? Because she looks younger than she looked in the original. You're making her look her age by making her look nothing like the way that she actually looks. That's like taking a book where the book describes somebody as a 30-year-old black man, and you make him a 12-year-old white guy, and you go, I'm just making him look at the way that he's described. I'm just making him look his age. No, because you got his age wrong, and you got his looks wrong, and you got his features wrong. The same thing here. She was a attractive woman in the original, and you turned her into a zero-curve having baby-faced, it's almost mannish. Like, you know, she had curves. She was a woman. Just because she was wrapped doesn't mean that you can just... She's not allowed to be attractive anymore. I mean, like, what are you saying? That victims of SA and victims of rap are not allowed to be found sexy afterwards? Like, it's just so demeaning. It's just terrible. Angela is 19 and not 40. Oh, so that... But here's the thing. Some people look younger than their age, and some people look older than their age. Also, she's a fictional character. And again, how can they respect the tone of the original when Maria looks like this for a specific story-based reason? And if that's what she looks like, it's not the same girl. Like, she looks like she's going to an office party now. And she's got a tattoo. Oh my God, she's got a tattoo below her clavicle. They take all the nuance out of the game.
Largely on the nose like it was in Silent...
Oh my God, don't even get me started
until
on
the
that.
short message, or will it be subtle like it should? And this is just to name a few concerns.
It can't be subtle when you cannot take nuance out of a game. You cannot take the layers out of a game, out of a story, and expect it to be subtle. Because layers are what make it subtle. Because you can't tell a story about a mystery if you spell it all out. If you say, oh yeah, the waiter killed her because he didn't like the tip that she left. But if the waiter said something that was completely innocuous, that little innocuous comment got brought up when there was other context and it made somebody go, you know what, I think it might have been the waiter. That's how you tell a story. You don't tell a story by, oh yeah, it was the waiter that did it. All right, the movie was 1 minute. You can't not like, why do you not understand this?
But keeping in mind that these are just trailers, I'm generally happy. Now just a few quick thoughts on the movie.
How can you be happy with this?
There's really nothing here to talk about yet. We already knew that visually the movie was going to look awesome because the original Silent Hill movie looked awesome and this new one is being directed by the same guy. I do take great offense at the fact that James from the movie does not have that haircut.
I didn't even know they were making a movie. This is just... Oh my God! Get a guy with blonde hair! Get a guy that looks like James! This is just disgusting. I don't care if this guy's a starving artist. I don't care who this guy is. He couldn't dye his hair blonde for the movie. They couldn't have made him wear a wig. They couldn't have gotten a guy who was blonde. Respect the source material.
Like, I don't know, like a reject from...
He doesn't look like James at all! What is going on? This is retarded! He looks like a reject from a Buffy the Vampire. What is this? He looks like a vampire that Blade would kill back when Blade was actually Blade.
Soundgarden's early days.
Look on a mask of my book.
Black old sun.
But yeah, I don't know. I know there are fans of the original Silent Hill movie, and
It's just so crazy that they throw all of this money. They throw all of this money at something, and they can't even just make it kind of like the original. Like, again, this movie was gender swapping before anybody else was. But it's just like, oh my god, respect the source material. You have the blueprint. Instead of spending $600 million on something, spend $50 million and just make it a decent remake. Not everything has to be this blockbuster. Oh, there's a movie every 2 seconds. Give us all your money. No, it's a fucking game. Charge us for making a remake of the game. Don't try to make it into a grand blockbuster movie.
God bless. So overall, if you take some solid footage from the remake, some somewhat interesting stuff from the movie, and combine that with my previous complaints,
what is interesting about the movie? Like,
interesting stuff from the movie.
If you're a fan and you see this and you go, oh, what is this, an indie movie? And they go, no, it's the Silent Hill 2. They're making it into a movie. You should, the people that, what is this? This isn't James. This isn't Maria. The fact that they're making a movie and this is James Sunderland? Get the fuck out of here. I mean, what are we talking about? You're not a colleague, you're a fucking colonizer.